Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram, as promised, appearing in front of you on a Sunday, the 3rd of April, on this cricket happening show with the news that in the Tata IPL 2022, there was only one match today on a Sunday, and the Chennai Super Kings have to still wait to get their first ever victory in the Tata Indian Premier League 2022, with the Punjab Kings proving superior as they won the game by 54 runs, with Liam Livingston putting up a wonderful performance in all aspects of the game. And other than that, I have the South Africa versus Bangladesh test match, which is really getting as exciting as it can be, with Bangladesh definitely reduced to 11 for 3, chasing 274 runs for victory. They lost 3 wickets for 11 runs, but on the final day of the first test, we would well see a result, as Bangladesh required another 263 runs and to win the match against South Africa on a track which is turning, with Maharaj and Simon Harmer, who are going to be the chief tormentors. And I can tell you one thing here, that if Bangladesh happened to do that tomorrow, they would have staged their most successful chase in Test history, in Bangladesh Test history. Can Bangladesh do it? But as I said, it's a big, big challenge. The ball is turning square, and I think to survive on this pitch is going to take a lot of skill. And I would probably say, as I'm speaking right now, that I'll put my money on the South Africans tomorrow to go and win the first test against Bangladesh. But, well, cricket has its own ways of bringing up things and, making up a lot of new things, new incidents happening. You never know, as that's the precise reason cricket is called a game of gross uncertainties. Right. Now let's get on to cricket. So I'll start off with the South Africa versus Bangladesh, as the South Africans resumed their overnight score of 6 for none, with a handy lead, as you know, of 69. So they're 75 in front. But today, they really struggled. As I said, the ball was turning, and the bowling was also very good from the from the Bangladeshi bowlers. They bowled a very disciplined line, and that enabled them to bowl out the South Africans for 204. So looking at the score there, but definitely the Bangladeshis were not happy with the umpiring that was provided, because even the chief coach of the Bangladeshi team and also the former player Shakib Al Hasan, who is not playing in this particular test match, has said that neutral umpires should be reintroduced, because since COVID is really not, is not, COVID is really not gone, but still they say that now it is time for having neutral umpires, because because of the COVID, the ICC had told that we can have our home umpires, and that probably has left a bit of a bad taste, one could call, because today there were a lot of incidents that happened, which probably made Bangladesh feel that they were robbed of certain dismissals. Let's have a look at the South African card there. Sarah Lerby was LBW ball Abadat Hussain for 8, but Dean Elgar showed his prowess. Dean Elgar and Kevin Peterson were the ones who really stuck it out at the center, even though the ball was turning from Marius and Miraz. So definitely they did a very, very good job. Dean Elgar and Keegan Peterson putting up a very, very good partnership. 48 for 1 was the score when Sarah Lerby left the scene. Exactly, they added 68 good runs for the second wicket. Dean Elgar was LBW bowled Taskin Ahmed. There was a bit of a needle going on between Dean Elgar and Abadat Hussain, because of the bowling of Abadat Hussain, but probably one thought the one LBW decision did not go in the favor of the Bangladeshis. And we saw that when Taskin Ahmed had Dean Elgar LBW for 64 with 7 boundaries. Before that, we had a sort of a needle going on between the Bangladeshi bowler Abadat and Dean Elgar. When Dean Elgar was given not out, a few words were spoken, Elgar spoke a few, Abadat spoke a few, and the umpires had to actually intervene to separate them. So definitely, but the game went on. But Dean Elgar, when he was out, we could see Abadat Hussain showing his aggression. The tall left-arm bowler, in fact, showing Dean Elgar the way towards the pavilion, but with his arms outstretched, one of his hands pointing towards the pavilion. So Dean Elgar was finally LBW bowled Taskin Ahmed for 64 with 7 boundaries. Now, Taskin Ahmed, very unfortunately, would not be playing in this Test series. Would not be taking any further part in the Test series, and which is a bitter blow, according to me, for the Bangladeshi hopes, because he seems, for me, he is the sort of the pace spearhead for the Bangladeshis. But unfortunately, that's the scene. And also another bowler, I'm just trying to say whether it is Abadat or Khalid. I think it's Abadat who is leaving the scene. But I don't want to really commit anything. I think Taskin Ahmed, I'm really sure that Taskin Ahmed is not going to be there for the remaining tests in this particular series. Keegan Peterson played a good hand as well. He contributed 36 with 4 boundaries. But then after that, once these two people were gone, for the Bangladeshis, it was pretty easy for them. Ryan Rickleton was the only one who stayed between them, and he contributed a very well made 39 under the circumstances, with lots and lot of pressure put on the bowlers, with the closing cordon really raining in, and it was not really easy for the batsmen. Temba Abu was caught by Yasir Ali. A very good catch, one thought, was taken by Yasir Ali off the bowling of Abadat Hussain. It was an absolutely a real screamer, as one would call it in cricket. And even the commentators, Neil Mackenzie and Vernon Philander, the Combox, were absolutely taken aback by this particular catch that was taken. And Abadat seems to have a sort of an aggressive streak in him as a pace bowler, because when Temba Bavuma was walking back to the pavilion, he had a word to say to Temba Bavuma after Abadat took the catch. But what a catch from this guy, Yasir Ali is really showing that he's a wonderful fielder. Has got great reflexes there. He has dived full length, tumbled across, and completed a magnificent catch. Ryan Rickleton, as I said, showing nice defense against the Bangladeshi bowlers, contributed an unbeaten 39, 4 boundaries. And other than that, Kyle Vereen was really put under extreme pressure by Matthews and Mirage. They had a slip, a forward short leg, a leg slip, and a silly point. And they also probably had another closing man at the cordon. And they put some immense pressure on Kyle Vereen, which made him to go for a shot that he probably would have not played at that particular time. And that was a reverse sweep, trying to get away from the clutches. And that resulted in Matthews and Mirage getting a good catch taken by Shadman Islam, when he tried to reverse sweep the delivery. And the silly point was in business, as it was a good catch taken. It was a catch which I thought Shadman Islam showed good reflexes to left and took a one-hander just before it hit the ground. Van Mulder was out for 11. Maharaj left for 5. Harmer for 11. Richard Williams not, and Duan Oliver not. 204 all out, thus setting the Bangladeshis 274 runs for victory. And looking at the bowling there, Khalid Ahmed, this particular bowler has really impressed, no doubt about it. This Bangladeshis, I think they're having a good pace attack as well, but Taskin Ahmed going is not good news. Khalid Ahmed, I'm very impressed by this man. He has a nice physique, nice bowling action, hits the deck very hard. He didn't get any wicket, but I was really impressed by his bowling. 13 overs, 1 made and none for 33. Matthews and Mirage bowling superbly, taking full advantage of a turning track. 35 overs, 6 made, 85 runs and 3 wickets. Najmul Hussain Shanto 1 over for 3. Abadat Hussain, as I said, is showing with experience. He did very well in New Zealand as well, and probably with his experience, he's becoming a much better bowler. And also, one can see as a pace bowler, you definitely need to have some aggression. And I'm very happy to see that aggression is there in this bloke, Abadat Hussain. Probably you should not overdo it, but definitely one needs aggression in cricket, and especially a pace bowler. I think that aggression is something should be a part of an aggressive pace bowler. Abdul Hussain, wonderfully done. 13 overs, 1 maiden, 40 runs and 3 wickets. Momin ul Haq, 1 over, not a maiden. And Taskin Ahmed, 11 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 24, did a good job. Bangladesh were given 6 overs before close of play to save their wickets, but they could not save their wickets as 3 wickets fell in a clump. And it was all the handiwork of the spinners. First, it was the first inning centurion, it was first Shadman Islam, who was the first wicket. Simon Harmer was the bowler. It was a full ball on the off stump. Shadman was on the front foot. But as you know, as I told you, Harmer's wickets, if you look at the first innings, was he has the ball which actually pitches and turns away. And that's what he precisely did. There was some nice drift, and that was the end of Shadman Islam. He edged that delivery, and slip was into business pretty quickly. Keegan Peterson taking the catch, and Shadman Islam was walking for a duck. That was the first wicket with the score reading 4 for 1. And after that followed the first innings maiden centurion, Mahmood Hussain Joy. He was clean bowled by Maharaj. He was bowled through the gate, as we will call it, as the ball pitches on the off stump and really skidded in. And before Mahmood Hussain Joy could actually cover it up, the ball had slipped through the gate as it hit the timber, and Maharaj was ecstatic. And that was a big wicket for them. Mahmood Hussain Joy gone. Bowl Maharaj for 4 with 1 boundary. 6 for 2. Bangladesh were in real trouble. And then adding to that, their captain Momin ul Haq was claimed by Maharaj. Momin ul Haq was shaping to flick the delivery, but he was totally squared up. It hit the pad, and it hit the pad, and the skipper did not even consider it for the review because he knew that he was out. And that was the end of Momin ul Haq. LBW bowled Maharaj for 2, which left this Bangladesh innings in real tatters at that stage. 8 for 3. But finally, when stumps were drawn for the day, Nazmul Hussain Shanto was not on 5. Mushfiqur Rahim, the experienced player, not on. A lot of things will depend on this bloke, Mushfiqur Rahim. But I think everything is in favor of the South Africans. Tomorrow, this ball is only 6 overs old. So definitely there's going to be some real life in this particular delicate ball. And also in the morning, the dew conditions will help. And even though we have not seen any pace bowlers, I mean, the ball has been given to the and also South Africa, one thing they did is that this was the first time that they did not bring their pacers at all. They threw the ball to Keshav Maharaj and Simon Harmer, and that really paid rich dividends. Now, it will be interesting to see what is the ploy adopted by the South African captain tomorrow in the morning on the final day when the Bangladeshis would require 263 runs to win the match. And if they win the match, they would have staged the most successful chase ever in Bangladesh Test history. But definitely, I think with the dew factor coming in, the ball is absolutely new. I think tomorrow, I have a feeling that Bauma will probably toss the ball to Dean Elgar, the captain, would toss the ball to the Pacers. Just see whether they can get some, just see how it goes, before giving it to the spinners. That's what I would do. I know that tomorrow is the final day, but I would rather prefer the Pacers because, in the morning, you always have the morning dew conditions. So I think you should at least give 1 or 2 overs to the pace bowlers to see how it goes, whether they are able to get some wickets, and that will bring added pressure on the Bangladeshis because the spinners, Keshav Maharaj and Simon Harmer with their trump cards, would probably run through the Bangladeshi lineup. But again, as I said, Mushfiqur Rahim is a very, very capable player. He has lots of experience under his belt. And we also have Litan Das who can play spin very well as well. But other than that, they still have batting to come. But on this particular track, I think it's going to be a big ask, according to me. Keshav Maharaj, 3 overs, 2 for 7. And Simon Harmer, 3 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 4. It will be very, very interesting to see the approach of the approach against Simon Harmer from Bangladesh, because as you know, Simon Harmer did well the other day, but then in the second, when he took 4 wickets on the previous day, the next day could not get any wickets. So definitely shows that It will be interesting to see. I'm not going to waste any time here. That is another interesting day's play coming up tomorrow in the final day at Durban in South Africa between Bangladesh and South Africa. But now let's jump into the IPL, the Indian Premier League 2022, the Tata Indian Premier League 2022, 11th match played at the Bravo Stadium. The match was between two superpowers, one could call, because Punjab Kings, as you know, this year they have been endowed with raw power in their ranks. Punjab Kings versus Chennai Super Kings. Chennai Super Kings definitely have to wait for one more match to actually get onto the points table on the Tata Indian Premier League, as they lost the match to the Punjab Kings by 54 runs. Punjab Kings batting first put up 180 for 8 on the board. It was thanks in the main to Liam Livingstone. What a player Liam Livingstone is. He showed that he can bash the ball to any lengths that you could bowl. And all of his hits that were hit were really enormous hits. And there was the longest hit was done by Liam Livingstone today when he sent Jadeja over the wickets, and that was 108 meter 6. And Liam Livingstone, always a dangerous player. And what is good to see for me about Liam Livingstone today is the fact that in the Indian Premier League, he has not really showed his. He has not got a lot of runs, but this was a knock. Probably is signaling that Liam Livingstone would probably make this IPL his own. I mean, Punjab Kings has put a lot of money to buy Liam Livingstone. Liam Livingstone, what a knock from him. He was the one who turned it. In fact, the Punjab Kings were really struggling at one stage. They were 14 for 2 and Bhanuka Rajapaksa left the scene along with the captain Mayank Agarwal. Shikhar Dhawan contributed 33 as usual, off 24 balls, 4 fours, 1 6. But Liam Livingstone was in tremendous form, and his hits are something which are not only enormous, and it is having a sort of a real pounding when he hits the bat. Liam Livingstone, 60 of 32 deliveries, 5 fours and 5 sixes, taking the man of the match award. But one good thing that Punjab Kings did here, they experimented by bringing 2 debutants, and both the debutants really did a marvelous job. Jitesh Sharma, the wicketkeeper batsman, with his bat, what a knock. I mean, he showed no signs of nerves. One thought that probably Jitesh Sharma was playing international cricket for quite a long time. The way he actually played, he flayed the bowlers into the crowd with those sixes. Offside, leg side, didn't matter. There was power in that. There was timing, and that's what he precisely did. He sent Pretorius into the fence, over the fence. He sent Moeen Ali, and also I think it was Ravindra Jadeja who was sent. Also Mukesh Chowdhury received some treatment as well. And it was good to see that Jitesh Sharma did not hit any sixes. It was his first match, and what a knock from him. 26 of just 17 deliveries, which included 3 sixes. Shah Rukh Khan was out for 6. Odion Smith was out for 3. Rabana Nora 12, and Rahul Chahar and Vaibhav Arora was the other debutant for the Punjab Kings. But he did it with the ball. He showed that he could swing the ball both ways, and he picked up some vital wickets at the top of the order to really put the pressure on the CSK up front. So this was the scorecard. 180 for 8 was what the Punjab Kings finished with on this particular track. Mukesh Chowdhury was taken for runs, especially Jitesh Sharma went after him. 4 overs, 1 for 52. Chis Jordan was superb with his bowling, 2 for 23. Dwayne Bravo, 1 for 32. A bit of a stick there. Ravindra Jadeja, 1 for 34. Pretorius, 2 for 30. And Moeen Ali, none for 8. Chennai Super Kings, given a target of 181 to go and win the match against the Punjab Kings. They only mustered 126. If you look at the board there, it was, as I said, it was the debutant. Okay, let's talk about Ruturaj Gaikwad. Ruturaj Gaikwad probably, he was in pink form in the previous IPL, but I have to say that Ruturaj Gaikwad has been really, really struggling. In fact, he was lucky to even make 1 run, I would say, because he was dropped. Definitely, we know Ruturaj Gaikwad is a class act, but unfortunately, it's only a matter of, I think, one or 2 matches to get himself into form. I feel very sorry for him because I thought he's a wonderful player. And again, the technique did him in here. He was caught Dhawan bowled Rabada for 1. And after that, we saw what Vaibhav Arora could do. Robin Uthappa was the first victim of Vaibhav Arora, the young debutant. Length ball around the off. Uthappa, as you know, he likes to walk across, intimidating the bowler, and he tried to flick it on the leg side, but the ball took a top edge, and he was taken by Agarwal. Moeen Ali played on to Vaibhav Arora, leg ball wide outside the off stump, trying to drive it through the covers. The cardinal sin that a batsman can make on a technical area is that playing away from the body, there was no foot movement, and the ball went and hit the stumps. And what a start for Vaibhav Arora, and Mayank Agarwal was absolutely happy with what Vaibhav Arora was doing, and he gave him a real, a continuous 4-over trundle, and he definitely obliged by bowling superbly. He has shown that he can swing the ball both ways. 4 overs, no more, 2 for 21. His returns a wonderful bowling spell from Vaibhav Arora, putting this CSK on the back foot at 22 for 3. Other than that, Ambati Raidu got an absolute snorter from Orion Smith. What a ball from Orion Smith. I mean, he's someone who has the raw pace, and it was a short delivery. And probably Ambati Raidu is good on the ram shot. He tried to ram the ball, but the ball kept coming, hits his gloves, and went to the right of the keeper. An acrobatic dive put in by Jitesh Sharma, the Punjab Kings wicket keeper. He also showed his wicket keeping skills in great measure. It was not only about Ambati Raidu's catch that he took when Mahendra Singh Dhoni was trying to sweep a delivery and was so close to the stumps that he required tremendous anticipation, and that's what precisely Jitesh Sharma showed. He has a good eye. He showed it in his batting, and wicketkeeper normally has a good eye, as we all know, whether it is batting or keeping, and that's what he showed tremendous anticipation and reflexes, and snapped up the catch. So that is not easy to do. So I think Jitesh Sharma has arrived for me. Ambati Raidu, as I said, out for 13. Jadeja was cleaned up by Arshdeep Singh. Arshdeep Singh got a ball to nip back. Jadeja wanted to punch it. All he could see is that the ball went on ricochet into his stumps. Jadeja was gone. But Shivam Dube and Dhoni were the ones, but it was Shivam Dube who gave the impetus. He started up, and he played with immense timing. His timing was picture perfect today, and there was real a sort of good power behind his strokes as well, as 2 of his sixes came of none other than the experienced bowler Kagiso Rabada, as he lofted him over long on and long off for 2 glorious sixes. Shivam Dube, what an innings from him! As long as he was there, even the this is an opposition, Shivam Dube from the Chennai Super Kings playing, but you could see the coach of the Punjab Kings, Anil Kumble, applauding the effort of Shivam Dube. That will really tell you what an innings Shivam Dube played and how dangerous he was for the Punjab Kings. But Shivam Dube finally left as Liam Livingstone showed his bowling skills here. She picked up the wicket of Shivam Dube, but what a knock from Shivam Dube, an absolute belter there. 57 of 30 deliveries, which included 6 fours and 3 sixes. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, well, he has the habit of just rotating the strike, but I can say that the run rate was really spiraling. And Dhoni, I thought, a bit slow, but probably he was still, he's the one who rotates the strikes. So basically gets those 1s and 2s. But today he was not able to do that. And so if you look at his innings, even though he hit 1 4 and 1 6, I thought probably Dhoni could have done much better than what he did. He contributed 23 of 28 and probably left the hitting to Shivam Dube. It was okay. But then what a catch from this man. I mean, the CSK still had hope at that particular stage when Shivam Dube was gone. The score read 98 for 6 in the 15th over, 14.5 overs to be precise. And you still had 83 runs, but the man who was walking in was none other than Dwayne Bravo. And we all know Dwayne Bravo, what he can do. And at the other side, we had Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The game was not over. But this particular ball, the very first delivery, Livingston, what a catch of his own bowling. It really shows that what an acrobat Liam Livingstone is. In fact, Bravo had actually just checked his push drive, and the ball was in the air. And Liam Livingstone has gone, he has probably gone, 4 to 5 feet, and he has picked up the catch one-handed before it hit the ground. And that's absolutely brilliant, I thought, from Liam Livingstone. And that really was the turning point when Dwayne Bravo was snapped up by Livingstone of the very first delivery. It was really And it was really curtains for the Chennai Super Kings. Wayne Pretorius was out for 8, a few lusty blows. Chris Jordan was out for 5. Dhoni, as I said, what a catch from Hitesh Sharma, showing great anticipation after 20. Mukesh Chowdhury not out 2, 126 all out. And Punjab Kings winning by 54 runs. And Chennai Super Kings, Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad had to get off the mark in the Tata Indian Premier League 2022. Vaibhav Arora on debut, 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 21, splendid bowling from him. Kagishwar Abara, 3 overs, 1 for 28, got some real tap from Shivam Dube's bat. Urshdeep Singh, 2 overs, 1 for 13. Orion Smith, 1 for 14. Chahar picked up vital wickets, 3 for 25 of his bowling. And Liam Livingston, as I said, excelled in all departments of the game, batting, bowling, and fielding. Liam Livingston, 3 overs, no maiden, 2 for 25, taking the Man of the Match award. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show. This on the weekend on a Sunday, and looking forward to my next meeting with you next Saturday once again. Unless then, as I always tell you, you can go to my cricket website, www.cricket-status.com. You can also visit my the Twitter page of mine at round574. You can go over there and probably look at my tweets, if any. Well, other than that, I have nothing else to really talk about. It's all over from here this on Sunday on this Cricket Happening Show. Look forward to your company once again on next Saturday during the weekend on this Cricket Happening Show. Until then, it's good night.